bear with me, I just want to get this, usually do it all the time. So let's say 5. Okay.
You ready? Okay. Hi, my name is Kitty Anderson, and I've been coaching female hormone health for about 5 years. Today I'm going to talk about the dangerous chemicals, artificial chemicals inside of hormonal birth control. So here's an image of a healthy brain versus a shrunken brain. And some of the chemicals that are in hormonal birth control can cause these types of effects. So obviously this is going to hurt cognition and your mood. And the FDA website says that fertility app tracking, the 2025 website says fertility app tracking is equivalent to oral hormonal birth control in effectiveness. Today I'm also going to talk about Sarah Hill's book, This Is Your Brain on Birth Control. And so this covers 200 plus studies on the negative effects of hormonal birth control. She also says that it basically takes the fireworks out of your life because these are artificial chemicals. These are not identical to your own hormones. And I'm going to tell you about fertility awareness, which keeps your brain cells intact. Even an unpartnered woman who doesn't have penetrative sex is going to benefit from understanding her cycle and making sure that those peak hormones are there because that predicts future brain health. So Gen Z is already on top of this. I'm a boomer, so we were way behind. We didn't have any information. But a 2024 women's health study by a group called KFF found that 22% of 18 to 25-year-olds were already using fertility awareness and fertility tracking. So let's talk a little bit about some of the negatives, some of the specifics. First and foremost is it impairs your memory so that you can't lay down new memories, which is something that your brain should be doing every single day. How does this affect your life? This affects your studies, obviously, then it affects your future income. It might even affect which career you choose. Secondly, it reduces the feelings of pleasure, and that's on anything, not just sex in the bedroom, but it's any type of pleasure. So you're doing things like dropping your hobbies, no longer being interested in your activities, no longer being interested in friendships. It has very high impact on your life. The third thing is that we found that teen use of hormonal birth control results in a 40% higher increased risk for major depressive disorder as an adult. So the brain is remodeling in the teenage years, and if you're sticking an artificial hormone in there, you are mixing up the signals and your brain comes out differently. So why didn't we know about this earlier? The pill has been around since the 1960s, and we are just now getting this information. That's a 2019 book. This is kind of crazy. Well, the neuroscience ignored the female sex until the last 15 to 20 years. And Sarah Hill, in her book, says that people were so excited about the prevention of pregnancy that they just looked the other way. But she does admit it takes a lot of emotion out of your life. So that covers a few of the negatives, a few of the many negatives, and then it leads into the medical complacency. So your doctor isn't going to tell you about this. Your doctor's not reading this kind of research. They're going to tell you that oral birth control will give you 93% effectiveness, and that is true. But with fertility awareness, we can layer in a bunch of things and get 99% effectiveness. So Planned Parenthood on their website in 2025 says that if you can identify an 11-day window of fertility and have a barrier like a condom or a diaphragm during that time, you will get 98% effectiveness. And then if you have unprotected sex, you can throw in some emergency contraception, which is just taking a single pill. So how will you feel in the fertile window? I've got a handout here. In the bottom section is 50 different things that are affected by your hormone levels. I want you all to know this, and you can email me for background research if you need to. In conclusion, there are a number of problems with dangerous hormonal birth control, and we do have fertility awareness tools. So you want your natural hormones at full blast for brain health. So the science shows that fertility awareness will give you clarity in your head and fireworks in your bed. Thank you.